Friday, because that was Thursday. Friday.
I think, did we get road signs? I don't know what we
Probably
did.
so.
I don't know what we did. But yeah, so then Friday.
Friday was the day we
had the boat.
St. Martin trip, because when you go to Anguilla, you know, when you do the research, like I said, I'm on Instagram, I'm researching, looking at videos. What I learned and realized is that Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bart's is all in like a same vicinity. So that's what people do. If you go to Anguilla, at some point, you travel over to St. Martin. If you go to St. Martin, you probably travel to St. Anguilla or St. Bart's. If you go to St. Bart's, you probably travel over to St. Martin. You know what I'm saying? Because St. Martin's in the middle.
Yeah.
So we was like, oh, we gotta do both. We didn't do both. We got a reason, but we went to.
We caught the ferry.
We caught the ferry to St. Martin.
The regular ferry, the local ferry.
What you can't book beforehand. You got to show up
and buy the tickets.
There at the place. You know what I'm saying? At the port.
But they also have like specialized boats there as well that'll take you to like St. Martin, and it costs like what, $10 more or something like that. Like it's not super expensive, but none of it is super expensive. It's all like probably less than $50 a person.
Yeah, it's like 30.
To do it. Yeah. But we caught the local one because everything else was sold out. We get on this boat. It ain't no cute boat.
Nope.
It ain't no open air boat where you sitting there hanging and looking over the ledge at the water. It ain't nothing like that. That damn boat was like slave.
And I realized in this current moment we talking about it, that's why people rush to get on it. They want to be up top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get the first dibs on seats and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And man, because they had like an up top, and then they had a down bottom, below deck type of jump.
And that's where we ended up.
And we ended up down below deck, going there and coming back.
And that boat ride.
Only 20 minutes. If you go to Anguilla, it's a 20-minute boat ride from Anguilla to St. Martin. But it's a long 20 minutes. Like it's not it's just not a comfortable. I ain't gonna say it's long, but it's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
It's like the way, because they tell you, I kind of knew that going into it, because every video, I've seen at least 3 different videos of people that been to Anguilla, and they traveled to St. Martin's, or they went to St. Martin's and traveled to Anguilla, and they talk about the ferry ride, and every last one of them say, if you can fly, we recommend that, because the water is kind of rocky. If you get seasick, you won't feel it. So I kind of had an idea. Every last one of them said that. But I'm the 4th person to reiterate that.
It was rough.
It's a little rough. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, she let me sit by the window. Because when I looked out the window, I was good going in. Every time I looked inside the cabin, I immediately started getting a little woozy. And I looked back outside the window, and I felt good. You know what I'm saying? But that shit was not comfortable.
I was gripping the seat, and I had my eyes closed. It was so rough. It was so rough, and it was certain points where it felt like the boat was completely jumping out the damn water. It's rough. So we ferry out there. Now, if we wanted to go to St. Bart's, we needed to be willing to stick on that boat for another 30 minutes?
Probably so, because I think St. Bart's was like an hour from Anguilla,
so
but maybe 30, 40 minutes from St. Martin, probably. I couldn't imagine being on that boat any longer than we had to be. Not by choice.
Yeah.
If you had to do it, you had to do it. But by choice,
that would have been crazy. So when we got there, we already started talking like, man, maybe not.
Yeah, we ain't fucking with that St. Bart's.
Maybe not. Yeah. So where we landed was the French side of St. Martin. It was, it was
a little raggedy.
Yeah.
It looked like if you look at like Have you ever seen like a video? It's a social media video for like a third world. Oh, what I say third world?
I wouldn't say third world.
Wouldn't go that hard.
But it gave me, when you see like photos and clips of like Cuba without the older style cars. That's how I would say that side of St. Martin looked.
Yeah, it wasn't,
like just old timey, or maybe like how
it's
New
not
Orleans,
modern at all.
How New Orleans looked right after Katrina.
Yeah, not modern at all. I'll say that. Not modern at all.
Run down. They got like a few buildings that look like it's new, but it's just not. We found this perfume shop literally right there on the corner. As soon as we
walked onto the strip.
He said he wanted to get some cologne.
I knew I was gonna buy me a cologne once we got to St. Martin. I'm gonna buy me something from St. Martin. I'm gonna get me a cologne somewhere in St. Martin. I knew I needed me a new bottle of cologne.
So we go up in there. Air conditioner was feeling good. We looking at what they got. The lady, I don't feel like she was the most pleasant that she could have been.
She wasn't. Absolutely wasn't.
Yeah. But, I also hear that French people are a little nasty. So I just kind of equated it with that. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was messaging, because I talked about it a little bit. I talked about both sides. My man Craig, he messaged me. He was like, man, he said it makes sense. The French, he was like, yeah, the French side, because I told we talked about the Dutch. I talked about the Dutch and the French side, the comparison.
Yeah.
But he took it upon himself to be like, oh, and the French don't really, don't really take that well towards us. I'm like, you know what? You might be right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could have been that.
Maybe.
But the chick wasn't that nice.
She wasn't.
Yeah.
But, we got up in there. He asked, like, what kind of new, popular, different type of cologne, and she put them on to the Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah, because I asked her, I said, what's new? Anything new? Whenever you go to, like, here, if you go to Macy's, Nordstrom's, or anywhere that sells a lot of different cologne, as soon as you walk in, they going, oh, this is new. This is what we got. Da, 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 da. So I walked in there, and I was like, yeah, I'm looking to get a cologne. Y'all got anything new? She was like, I don't. She was just like real funny style.
Like she ain't want no money.
Yeah, we wasn't gonna buy something.
Yeah.
I thought about that way later, as far as what her attitude possibly was. Maybe she ain't think we gonna spend no money or something. I don't know, but I did immediately. I picked up that she wasn't the friendliest.
Yeah.
But I just ain't put a lot of stock or thought into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just give me.
So she pointed out it's called Myself.
Yeah.
She said it just got released the same day or the day before.
The day before. She said this new just came. We just got this yesterday. It had the little new sign in front of it. Myself, and I realized, I don't know if you noticed it, but the way Myself was spelled, it was MYSLL and the YSL.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was something I noticed later. Like, okay, YSL in between. You know what I'm saying? The M and the
I saw that.
F. Yeah, that's something I picked on a little later. But
so he bought his cologne, and then I'm browsing around because I wasn't really planning on buying anything. But then I came across this French perfume. And I said, "Ooh, this smells good." Mm-hmm. And I was just like, maybe I'll get it. And then she told me that is only exclusive to French locations, and I was just like, oh yeah, I gotta get that.
You gotta get that.
Yeah. I gotta get it. And my baby helped me get it.
Yeah.
Lord knows I didn't want to spend as much money as I spent on that thing, so he helped prevent me from having to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really nice. I was really excited. And what else we did?
You cracked it over. You didn't crack it over there, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. So then
I'll get back there.
Okay. Then we walked a little bit. We found, going to St. Martin when I realized that it had two sides, because I did research, I knew nothing about St. Martin before we booked this Anguilla trip. I heard of St. Martin. I know it's like an island, people talking about St. Martin, but I didn't know any specifics about it. So, when we go somewhere, you do research, realize it's split in the middle. St. Martin is an island split right directly in the middle. the French own one half, the Dutch own the other half. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna go to both sides. We on the French side, that's the side we landed on in the ferry. Let's get something to drink at the very least. I want to drink from both sides. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we went to find this little French bakery. Is that what it was, a bakery? What was it called? Like a little, almost like a Starbucks type of.
Yeah, it was like a bakery.
They had bakery.
Little sandwiches. They had like little stuff, cakes and everything.
And they sold wine.
Yeah.
It smelled so good in there too. Yeah, we went there, got some wine. It was called So Benedict. That was the name of the place, So Benedict. Boom, got some wine on the French side. Made sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boom.
We wanted to get a souffle while we were over there, but we forgot.
I totally forgot. Yeah. So, boom. So we found a taxi to take. Once we did that, to take us to the Dutch side. Found a taxi. Boom. Dude took us to the Dutch side immediately. Soon as you get to the Dutch side of the island, immediately cross that line, it was night and day. The Dutch side seemed like that's where the money is really invested. The people with the money, people that move over there, that probably, if you a multi-millionaire, like I'm gonna give me a house in St. Martin, you're probably getting it on the Dutch side, built into the hills, One thing, the difference between St. Martin and Anguilla, St. Martin is a lot more green.
Yeah.
That was something. As soon as we got to St. Martin, I was like, damn, look at the trees. It looked a lot more, it was a lot more greenery than Anguilla. You know what I'm saying? It looked more appealing. I heard that when Columbus was sailing the ocean, they say he rolled right past Anguilla, but he stopped at St. Martin. And I understand, I can see St. Martin look like it's probably more appealing than Anguilla. You know what I'm saying? But we get over to that side, you can tell that's where the money was. It looked a little more developed, a little more modern.
It was a lot more developed.
The houses was nicer. It looked like, for example, the Dutch side is uptown, D.C., the French side is southeast. Best way I could describe it. You know what I'm saying? Boom, we go over there, boom. The beach, the water was clear and blue and beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We get over on that side. The taxi driver drop us off. I will say the strip was kind of similar though.
Yeah.
As far as the look a little old-timey, like you said. But it just looked, that's the side you want to be on.
But because just riding through there, they have like a lot of tall buildings and casinos, and you can see, like, we didn't go near like a lot of the modern buildings, but you can see them in the distance, and like it's just way more developed. Way more developed. Now, I will also say that when we were on the French side, we didn't go deep into the French side. We just kind of saw what was near the ferry station. But what was near the ferry station, it wasn't developed. It looked like the project.
It might got nicer size, but we ain't see that part.
Yeah, we didn't see it.
But we had the Dutch side. We saw more on the Dutch side because we had to drive through a lot of it
to get down to where we
the
went.
Strip and the beach where everybody probably hangs out at.
And it was funny because we get down there and they got like 3 or 4 jewelry stores just right on that one corner.
Yeah.
I want to know like what the story is behind that. Do people go there? Like, is that like a real like popular place for people to go to buy jewelry?
Probably.
You know, like I don't get that, but it was like a lot of jewelry stores just in that one little location, like a whole lot of jewelry stores.
Yeah.
But we walked around and bought some souvenirs and bought some alcohol.
Yep.
Got something to eat. The food wasn't
good. We stopped at this bar called Big Wood.
Yeah.
And their menu was kind of raunchy and kind of funny. You'll see, I'll post that, but I got like some ribs and fries. The ribs barely had meat on it. You know what I'm saying? The fries was basic. The food wasn't good.
Yeah, I had some tacos.
It wasn't great.
Yeah, my tacos just tasted super plain, like nothing was seasoned. It just was real. This is real basic.
Yeah, we sat at the bar facing the beach and the ocean because it was right on the strip where the beach was. I tell you like this, I can envision the nightlife there though. It looked like it probably had a hell of a nightlife because it's like the bars and all that right along the beach. Mm-hmm. The water was pretty. The beach was a little hard and grainy.
Yeah,
you could tell You can tell people be out
But
there partying.
it's a real beach.
It's a real beach, yeah.
That's how you know it's a real beach. It's
Yeah.
sand
Yeah.
and shells and all parts of the sand and everything. So it's a real beach.
It was
But
cool.
it was rough.
Yeah, it was cool. We went out there, put our feet in the water so we can say we've been on the beaches of St. Martin.
Yeah.
And, you know, we did all that. It was cool. Then we went back, you know, had to catch that ferry back. The taxi driver met us. He gave us the time to meet us at a certain spot. We met him at the spot. He was there right on time. Boom. Drove us back to the French side, to the port. You know, you go through customs, so you get a passport stamp. You got to have your passport.
Yeah, you got to.
If you get on a ferry from Anguilla to St. Martin or vice versa, got to have your passport. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we got
the ferry port in
stamp.
Anguilla looked better than the airport.
It did, yeah. I will say that. Yeah, it did. So we had to get on that rocky ass boat, going back, and the 20-minute ride back. I think the combination of going there and then going back had our little equilibrium a little off.
Completely off.
It was off. We were just ready to get back. Once we got off the ferry back to Anguilla, we got our little taxi. We was ready to get back to the resort because we was just like a little fun. And then the ride back didn't help anything from the boat. The taxi ride back, because of the roads, a little windy and not
bumpy.
great even.
Yeah.
So that's adding to our equilibrium being a little thrown off on the ferry ride. We get back to the room. We just happy to be back. We got back like at 6 in the evening.
Yep.
Because we
Just
was
enough
in
time
St.
to rest
Martin.
and relax.
We was in St. Martin from like noon to like 4. So we spent like 4 hours in St. Martin.
Yeah.
It kind of flew. I don't know if you agree. I feel like it kind of flew.
I do, for the most part, yeah.
But yeah, we get back to the resort. It always feels good to get back on the resort. You just chilling. But then we got this nighttime kayaking thing. So that's planned for 8:30.
8:30? No, 8:15.
8:15. So we had like an hour or two to relax before we had to do that nighttime kayaking. And we did it because we already booked it and all that. And we going there and it was like on the other end of the island.
So when I was booking this kayaking situation, what I envisioned in my head is that we'll be on the boat. We're going to have somebody, a professional in the boat with us, row. And all we got to do is ride in the back of the kayak and look around and, ooh, look at that. And, oh, let me take pictures. And that's what I was thinking. Because I had said multiple times throughout the day that, oh, well, you know, the kayaking will be relaxing. You know, like it'll be nighttime, it'll be kind of chill, it'll be relaxing. This is, because that's what I was thinking. I thought it would be a very easy, smooth, calm, chill, relaxed type of situation where all I got to do is sit my butt in the boat and be still, and I can admire everything that's going on. That is not what it was. We had to ride all the way to the other side of the island. We pull up, we see some people putting boats in the water that's lit up on the bottom. Okay, this looks fun. You know, this looks cool. Should I leave my purse? They're like, no, you can bring it and have it sitting in your lap. We standing there watching. They're like, who's going to be the first couple to get in? I'm looking around, ain't nobody volunteering. I'm like, all right, we'll do it. It's only a 2-seater.
Yeah, it's a 2-seat, 2 people per kayak.
And it's only 2 of us. So that means that we got to row it ourselves.
I went into it already assuming that, and nothing in my mind told me that people was going to row us. Nothing told me that. So I was kind of surprised when she told me that she thought it was going to be a possibility that people was going to row us, and we was just going to be relaxed.
She asked if any of us knew how to row. I said no. Did you say no?
I said no. I said I never rowed before.
They ain't teaching shit. They just say, okay, we'll get in the boat, and then just, you know, just make sure it's turned sideways, and just, I'm like, okay. So this is what, so then we get in the water. We get in the water. They say, sit evenly, because you don't want to tip over. Okay, it makes sense. Because if we tip, we ain't going to be able to get back in. So that's the first little thing in my mind.
Mind y'all, let me throw this out there. Out there in Anguilla, around this time of year anyway, I don't know about any other time of year, the sun sets at like 6:30.
It sets early.
It ain't like DC in the summertime. The sun starts going down at 8:30 at night. You know what I'm saying? So 6:30 is dark.
Yeah.
Already. We got this shit planned for 8:30.
Hitch.
So it's dark. It's dark.
The only lights is the lights coming from the boat.
Only
You
lights,
can't
yeah.
see
Ain't no
nothing.
lights on the water. We the lights. The boats is the light. So it's dark.
So we get in this kayak. First thing they tell us, sit evenly because you don't want to flip. So that already kind of got my antenna up. I'm like, all right now, all right. So I got my phone in my lap, in my purse, sitting on my lap. So if we flip out of this, my purse is gone. So that's immediately the first thing that's in my head. Damn, I should have left my purse back there on that boat. I'm sitting here thinking it was going to be safe because she's like, no, you can just have it sitting in your lap, but it's already not safe. I'm like, okay, all right, so we got to stay even. So I'm rowing. Wes back there, and I'm like, Wes, we gotta be even.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta be even. And he's like, oh, okay. So then,
I was a little.
yeah, you was
A
shaking.
little extra, yeah.
So then the dude, because both of the instructors didn't even come with us. Only one did. He get out, and then he says, it's some needlefish.
But they tell us that before we.
I don't remember hearing it until we got in the
No,
water.
they told us that before we got in the water. The chick said it. She said, it's needlefish out there. Be careful when you see them. So I already knew that. She said, when you see them, don't row because they'll mess around and jump. Because she also told, she said, fish sometimes jump out of the water.
Yeah, she said fish will
said
jump in the
jump
boat.
in.
But no, we were in the boat and she was pushing us out into the water when she was saying that.
About the needlefish?
Yeah, and
Oh,
all
no.
that stuff. Because she gave us the little chamois. She's
Yeah,
like, yeah, if
Lord.
you don't want to touch the fish, use the chamois to...
Grab them and just toss them and throw them.
And she was
She's
like,
nonchalant about this shit. When they said that, I'm like, but just no. I know she said the needlefish before we got in the boat. Because when she said the needlefish, I'm thinking she's going to be joking. Because she said the regular fish first. She said the regular fish would jump in the boat,
We
grab
were
them.
in the boat already when she was saying that.
I
I
don't
was
know.
in the boat. You got in before I did. So, yeah, we were already in when she said that.
But I'm telling you, because I almost didn't get in the boat when she said the needlefish. Maybe you didn't hear it. When she said the needlefish, I was like, I'm waiting for it to be a joke. And I'm like, oh, she ain't laughing. I'm like, what the fuck is needlefish? And I started assuming what they were because remember I was recording the fish. I was like, look at those little fish. When we was on a resort, on the Four Seasons resort, looking into the water, I saw the little thing. I ain't know that. I think those were needlefish. I thought they was like little eels or something. I think they was needlefish. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of had an idea what they look like.
When she said, what was said is, if you see a needlefish, don't paddle. Take your oars out of the water, and yell out and let everybody know, so everybody can take their stuff out of the water and just wait until it moves away from y'all before you start paddling again. And I'm like, these fish gonna sting us? Why we need to be careful about this fish? They ain't give us no explanation as to why.
About the needlefish. I still ain't Googled them motherfuckers. Did you Google them and see
No.
Is there anything up with them?
Well, I asked her. She said no. She was like, you just don't want them in the boat because they get so big. I'm assuming it's because she figure if one jump in, because those are the most likely fish to jump in, that it'll scare, like maybe people was flipping
Probably
or whatever, and so they're just like, just don't trigger them to get in at all. Cause I'm like, but I was more scared because I'm thinking if these motherfuckers get in the boat, they gonna get us. We're gonna get shocked or stung or stabbed or whatever it is that they do. Because we ain't get no explanation. So at this point, mind you, we had this long ass day. I'm still trying to calm down from this crazy ass boat ride we had. And now we in these kayaks and it ain't relaxing. Not only that, I'm fearful for my life now. So I am stressed. I'm out here and I'm rolling because I'm just like, we hadn't even officially started yet, and I'm already in my mind like, I'm done. I'm ready to go back. If something was to happen and they'd be like, man, yeah, like, do y'all want to keep going? Or do y'all want to go back to that? I would have been like, let's go back. Let's go back. Like, I was already, like, mentally, I was just done. And I'm getting upset. Because I'm like, man, like, Lord, please don't let us flip over. Like, I have prayed so much this trip. I ain't never prayed this much on no vacation in my life. And I'm just like, God, please don't let us flip over in this boat. Wes back there moving and shaking the boat. He's behind me. I don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah, they told her they wanted her to be the lead for some reason. I don't know what's the logic in that. But.
No. So the person in the back actually has more control and more than the person in the front.
I feel like she should have, because I feel like she did 75% of the rowing, the work. Keeping us, getting us out there in the middle of that little bay and getting us back, it was all 75% her. I ain't gonna lie. Felt like I was fucking up. And I was getting tired sometimes, take a little break. She was the hero of that. I ain't gonna lie.
People with their boats is bumping into ours. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, that was pissing me off too.
I'm rowing and this little needlefish comes swimming up to the side of the boat and it's all flipping. And I'm like, triggered. Because I think this thing about to get in the boat, and it's a little one. It's probably about the length of like a pencil. It's as skinny as a pencil. And I'm like, this thing about to get in the boat and he's going to stab us all and we all going to die. This is what I'm thinking. Then we start seeing long, thick ones.
Big ones, yeah.
Like the length of the thickness of my wrist, thick, swimming past. And I'm like, at that point, if I was not the type of person I am, I probably would have started crying. Like, that's how upset I was and how scared I was when we started seeing those big old needlefish. If it wasn't for the type of person,
just because you seen them,
yeah,
without them even doing nothing, you just was like,
because I'm like, this is some fucking bullshit. They got us out here in this water. I'm thinking these fish could hurt us, and I'm sitting here like we out here in the middle of no fucking where in the dark. I can't tell how deep this water is.
I'm gonna tell you, you be from me on, you be calm in situations that you be
panic on
terrified.
the inside.
Yeah, you be because you'll be like, man, but you always be, because I wouldn't have thought that you felt the way that you expressing when we was out there. You know what I'm saying?
Because it wouldn't help the situation.
You always like that.
Yeah, because it wouldn't help the situation. Yeah. It'd make it worse. Yeah. Because if I was acting on the outside the way I felt on the inside, we would have flipped.
Right.
I was so, and then I was getting so angry about everything. Because I felt like that damn kayaking was the worst decision. I felt like if we were, like at that point when I started seeing those big ones, I was no longer worried about my phone going missing in the water. I'm thinking to myself, if we
because it was two big ones swimming together. Did you see them too? It was two of them.
I saw but they weren't swimming together. But I saw them like back to back.
They was like this big. Because the little ones was like this long, and they were like this thin. So they about this long. I saw two big ones like this, and they was like that thick, swimming together. I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
And it was a lot of them. It was a lot of them. And I'm thinking to myself,
yeah, they was like,
if we flip out, we can't get back into this kayak, we gonna die. We gonna die in this motherfucking water. Why we come out here? Like, I was just so, and then these white people kept
it never dawned on me that they was like fish that can kill us. I just thought that they was
but we didn't know.
At the very least, I was like, because they ain't explained, they was just like the needlefish. I was like, damn, these motherfuckers fuck around, jump and poke us, and that should have hurt or something. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't want to experience that shit.
I was just so pissed. I was like, it really was just bothering me because I'm like, they really got us out here like this.
And then
they give us this like, oh yeah, we got this dangerous fish.
We had that moment. We was paddling fast one.
I'm gonna tell you. So this is my version of the story because he's sitting behind me. So I'm rowing, and I already said something about him not rowing. So he's just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna start helping. And then the boat, like, you know, up to this point, he kept shaking the boat a little bit, but it wasn't a whole bunch. And I'm like, Wes, you gotta be still. You gotta row with your arms, not with your body.
Yeah, because I was rolling with my body.
And I'm like, you gotta row with your arms, not with your body. Yeah, and it's rocking and water getting in.
Well, you gotta be like.
So I'm like, you gotta roll with your arms and not your body. And I'm telling him this. And then next thing I know, the boat just, and I'm like in the front, and I can't turn around and see what's going on. So I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? Like, I'm scared, but I'm trying my hardest to stay still, because if we flip, whatever it is that got him scared, it's gonna get us. It's dark. We can't see shit. But what the boat, like, all we can see is directly below us.
Which don't help.
Nothing.
It's like, I probably don't want to see what's below us.
So I'm like, what's happening? He's like, oh shit. Oh, and I'm sitting in the front, and I'm like, I'm like about to scream. Because I'm like, but I gotta be calm. Because if I start participating in this mess, we gonna flip. So I'm trying to keep the boat as steady, but it's like we got so much water.
We got a lot of water.
We got so much water in that damn boat.
Basically, one of them fucking needlefish. I guess we saw it too late. That motherfucker got to flopping in the water, going crazy. That motherfucker jumped in between. She's in front, I'm behind. It jumped between us, flopping in the air, almost landed in the boat. Like just the edge of the other end of the boat. That motherfucker hit it and went back into the water. When that motherfucker hit there, I saw, oh shit! I thought that joke was about to flop, because it wasn't the big one, but it wasn't the small one. The big ones was like this long. The small ones was like that long. This motherfucker like a medium-sized joint. That joint jumped out the water. Motherfucker jump started rocking. The motherfucker boat started rocking because I panicked and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not that comfortable with big bodies of water. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it, but I'm not that comfortable with big bodies. It's almost like probably the way she feel about airplanes and flying is the way I feel about boats. Like, I do it, we gotta do it, but I'm not the most comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Slight little phobia. I wouldn't call it a phobia. A little one. So, my fucking fish jumped over. Man, we almost capsized. So much water came into the boat because we rocked. My phone, by the time we got ourselves together, it was water, like, I say a quarter of the kayak was filled with water. My phone was on my lap because I'm trying to record and shit while we out there. The bottom of my phone, half of my phone was sitting in water. You know what I'm saying? I had to, get my bearings by together. I'm like, oh shit, let me get my phone the fuck out the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was intense, man. I'm so glad we in Calside, because could you imagine out there in the dark?
You know how pissed I would have been?
And we'd have had to figure out, that shit just would have been uncomfortable.
We would have had to hold on to that boat and try to swim our way back to the damn shore. But it was dark.
Man.
Everywhere around us was dark. We would not have been able to get back in the boat.
Man.
And those fish would have been coming after us.
Man, that shit would have been uncomfortable. I'll tell you that.
I would have been pissed.
It would have been creepy.
I was already.
We would have lost our phones and shit. I would have lost mine. I don't know about you.
Mine would have been gone. My purse was sitting in my lap, so if we would have fell over, my purse would have failed. My ID, my debit cards. And my phone would have been gone.
My phone would have been gone. My phone was just loose. Like, I wish they should even recommend don't bring the phone, or give it some type of pouch that you attach to your wrist, some type of waterproof. I don't know, something, but you know what I'm saying? My phone was fucked up, but aside from that, the whole thing was creepy to me. And I was still a little woozy from the ferry. Then we had the life vest on. The life vest got hot because the temperature out there never goes below 80. From the temperature from 12 midnight to 12 midnight, the temperature is always between 80 and 88 degrees. So you out there in the water, and it's humid. It was more humid out there than I expected. I thought it was gonna be a little breezy. Even when it was breezy, it was still kind of humid. I'm out there. I got this life vest on. I'm woozy. It's young hot. I'm uncomfortable. I'm woozy from that ferry ride. The worst thing we could have done was plan that ferry ride on the same day. You can even say it's the worst or the best thing. To get it all out the way at once, probably the best thing overall. Because we probably wouldn't have wanted to deal with no water activities the next day. I don't know. Or we would have been fresh. Because when I woke up the next morning, I was totally pretty much fresh from all that wooziness. But that shit was intense. You re-riding past these big old brick, I ain't gonna call it brick, but rock formations.
Yeah, like the side of like mountains practically.
That shit creeped me out. It's at night. That shit kind of creeped me out. Birds and shit flying past. The white people think something. I think they bats. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to hear that. It just felt like a scary movie. It felt like we was at Lake, wherever the fuck Jason Voorhees
It was
nice. Drowned in.
It was nice to see like the stingrays and the turtles to swim by. But truth be told, I couldn't even enjoy the sights because I was focused on paddling because I wanted to hurry up and get this shit over with. I was just stressed. It was stressful. Because it's like we got to do all this work paddling to get back and forth. We also got to keep ourselves steady and still so we don't fall out. Plus, we got to be on guard for these damn needlefish that might stab us.
I felt like we was on Crystal Lake. Jason Voorhees is late. Crystal Lake. That's what the fuck I felt like we was at. We had some good moments though. Because we had the stingray. Couple good moments. The stingray came up under the boat. That was beautiful. You
experienced that more than I didn't really get to see all these little things.
Yeah, because I was in the back. I had more, ground to cover the sea of the boat. Anything that came up under the boat, because it was lights up under the boat. So I could see more than her because she was in the front. I was in the back. You know what I'm saying? I got the stingray coming up under, and I got a good view of the turtle. You know what I'm saying? That was cool. Aside from that, I was ready for this shit to be the fuck over. This was a long ass hour.
It really was.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't wait till we get back. You know? Then the way back, we had to think about, going back through them on the way back, I'm like, we gotta go back through this gauntlet.
But thankfully they weren't out anymore.
Yeah, it's like on the way back, we experienced maybe like 10% of the wildlife that we experienced going out into the bay. You know what I'm saying? Coming back, it was pretty smooth, but I was so glad that shit was the fuck over. It was over at 9. We started at 8:20. It was over by 9:20. Our taxi driver was still there. He waited for us. Thank goodness.
Yeah. And that was great. But that ride back was just rough.
It was just too much boat activities for one day. You know what I'm saying? Rocky boat activity. It was just, we both was like out of it by the time we got back to the resort. I slept good as shit that night. I ain't gonna lie. When I woke up, I felt so much better. I felt so much better when I woke up the next morning. I ain't gonna lie. I felt so much better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that was Friday.